Hello, this is AD with Kosmostrology, and I'm going to be doing a pick a card reading for you guys. So this was a subscriber suggestion, and if you are the subscriber who suggested it, please let me know in the comment section. I searched to see where that comment was, and I cannot find it for the life of me, and I am not into jacking nobody's credit. So please let me know if this was your suggestion. Thank you for suggesting it, and I hope that this reading finds you well. But this reading is going to be, what would my life be like if I was famous? I thought that was a great question. I'm asking, so what could you be famous for? What would your life look like? What are the perks? What are the downsides? And just overall advice. So you can take this as you will. I assume a certain type of person will be attracted to this reading in the first place. Just because it's a very specific question. So I love it. So let's go ahead and dig into it. Guys, if you're new, this is how I do it. This is pile 1. This is pile 2. This is pile 3. So take a moment, see what resonates with you, see what vibes, what gels, and I will meet you over at your pile. Let's just hop straight into the business, all right? So I'm going to move this to the side, move this to the side, move this up, all righty? And we're going to start with pile 1. So hello, welcome to the channel. If you are new, welcome back. If you're old, this is Kosmostrology. I am AD, and I'm going to be doing your pick a card reading. So this was a user suggestion. If you are the user who suggested it, please let me know in the comment section so I can give you a shout out. Thank you so much. I think this is a great question. So let's hop straight into it. So the question is, what will your life be like if you were famous? So I want to ask a few, what could you possibly be famous for, right? What would your life be like? What are the perks? What are the downsides? And just some overall advice if this is something that interests you. So let's go ahead, hop right into it, dig right into it. So without further ado, this is if you pick pile 1. So let's go. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's go. Let's get it. Maybe you could be like a rapper or something, because I'm inspired. I'm inspired to make music. So yeah, so let's see. So we got the Hermit. For what could you be famous for? I'm going to take them. This is a really interesting reading. So let's see. What could you possibly be famous for? You know what I was just about to say? I feel like you could be like a Beyonce. And what do I mean by that? I mean, you could start off in a group of some sort. Destiny's Child over here, you know what I'm saying? Destiny's Child over here. Put in that work and then make a name for yourself. Or like a Justin Timberlake. Justin Timberlake is an even better example because he was not the one that they thought was going to be the pop-off. You know what I'm saying? He was just like there. Everybody thought it was going to be JT from NSYNC. And it wasn't. It was Justin Timberlake, and everybody's surprised, and he had a stellar career. So I do sense that like you move from being in the shadow to being an empress. So I do see that there's like group activity first, but you work your booty off. So I am picking up on strong like Capricorn, Virgo energy. Again, Beyonce, which is Vedic Leo. Oh guys, please remember I do subscribe to Vedic Astrology, so my placements might be a little bit different from yours. But I highly suggest that you know both so you have a well-rounded perspective of yourself. But back to the cards, I just get this energy of that you're putting in work in this group setting of some sort, and then you end up outshining. So if it's not music or anything, that could be, you know, what is it, like Mark Zuckerberg. As Boosie calls him, but like Mark Zuckerberg, like there was a whole team of people, and or not a whole team of people, but if you've seen The Social Network, there's a few people, and then he ended up being the breakout star, and he's the face of that company. I'm trying to think. There was another example that hit me, and then it left me. That's upsetting. I don't like when that happens. But I guess we're just gonna move on. I'm not gonna dwell, but I do think that if you put in the work, you will come out on top. You will shine. But I do feel like you'll be like a background. For some of you guys, it could be like you do background work, or like you know, like acting, any of that stuff where you just kind of start off in the shadows. Oh, Steve Jobs. That was the person I was thinking of. Yeah, there was a whole nother Steve. It was 2 Steves. And then Steve Jobs became Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, I believe. And then Steve Jobs is the one that we all know. So it started off as like this group effort, and then one ends up taking over. Yeah, of course, I do want to say that, you know, you could be like, ooh, those people are kind of shady, how they just kind of dissed everybody on the track. But, you know, sometimes you're just meant to be a leader. And so I do think that you, Pile One, are going to end up stepping into a leader. This also could be something, I'm also hearing that like maybe your sibling or your friends or somebody in your circle, I'm kind of getting like Jordan Woods. Like, so somebody in your circle is popular, famous, and then you end up sparking your own career. So make sure that you make friends and network and connect, because I do feel like that's kind of how you will get your fame. So what will you particularly be famous for? It looks like, let's see. This didn't describe like what you'll be famous for. It just kind of said more so how you'll get famous. So maybe you'll just be an influencer. Hey, period. You know, Kim Kardashian. This is what she would have gotten. You know, she was friends with Pearce, honestly working under Paris Hilton as her makeup artist. And then, you know, she, you know, starring Ray J on the mic, you know, and now we've been dealing with this Kardashian empire forever. So I mean, I literally referenced two people that bounced what? Jordan Woods, you know? So it's interesting how this pops off. But let's see if it can be like, what will you be famous for? The Page of Swords. So I just feel like people will like looking at you. You will have some sort of communication, Gemini energy. So social media, certainly getting the Ten of Cups, family. So you might have like a famous like sibling or something, or I just feel like it comes through other people and then you end up standing out and making a name for yourself. Solange, another really great example of how that could work. There's that Leo energy. So I'm definitely getting that, like, you know, somebody who knows somebody, but you will be able to step into the spotlight. I am getting that you will be noticed, okay? So some of you guys, I am getting with Leo, it could have to do with hair products, hair care, or just like styling, dramatics, the arts, that kind of mess. Not mess, I didn't mean mess, but that jazz. It could have to do with like, I want to say maybe cosmetology of some sort too. But yeah, that could be it. Like you literally start off as a makeup artist of some sort and then end up getting stylist. So it just depends on where you fit. But I feel like, again, with this page, you do something small and then it ends up putting you on like this bigger platform. Yeah, we got the Nine of Wands here, and I'm going to take it just because I do feel like you're in the background for whatever it is. But then the work that you put in is so stellar that you end up taking off and really becoming like a name, right? So maybe even what you're trying to do is pretty crowded, but somebody will have an eye on you, Pile One. So that's awesome. So let's look to see, like, overall, what would your life be like if you were famous? Oh, the Emperor. So money bags, money bags, money bags. Said you would have a lot of control, and it's interesting to see the Empress come out here. So some of you guys, yeah, you could marry somebody or be known as like a power couple or some of that too. The Magician. Wow, you're going to be known as somebody who has a whole lot of control, just because I feel like you really made it work. You know, you turned a dream into a Zala, and then turned that Zala to $1 million, then turned that million to 10. So people are going to recognize how much control and dominance that you had because you aggressively went towards what you want. You worked your butt off. I'm getting such strong Capricorn energy, such strong Saturn, the Five of Cups. Yeah, I just feel like there's an unexpected rise. There's certainly an unexpected rise. So let's see, what were your, I am getting here too, because I hear it. And we'll look into it because, like I said, that we have the downside cards that we're going to be pulling too. But I am getting this energy here where, like, your love life might be topsy-turvy just because you are such a powerful feminine. Or if you're a masculine, you're such a powerful masculine that people are throwing themselves at you. So it's hard for you to find somebody who matches your same level of intensity is kind of what I'm getting. Oh, wait. But we got the Two of Cups. So that still stands. But I do feel like at some point you could end up in a power couple, but it's going to take a minute to get there just because you're so powerful on your own. Yeah, the Two of Pentacles here. One more. Oh, the Sun card. Wow. So again, with the Leo energy. So you're really meant to be royalty and stand out. So please, please, please do your thing. Go off. We have the Ace of Swords. So communications again. Again, like I said, that could be social media. getting your word out there, spreading some truth, spreading some knowledge. Again, look at this, connections. you pop off because of your connections. The 4 cups down here, and then one last. I'm getting the movie Dreamgirls too. Oh my gosh, and then look, the 5 of Pentacles came out. All right, so what your life would actually be like. So again, I do feel like this is such an interesting reading. So thank you so much for whoever suggested this. You know, fame comes with a price. Nothing is easy, right? So you have like all these beautiful manifestations. That is what you get, what you want. But I am being called to tell you, listen, do your work. But if you're looking for fame in order to find love, stop it. Put that to rest. That is not how that works. You have to be your most authentic self and shine and let people meet you. You don't get fame to make friends. That is the worst plan on the planet. So there is like one of the things, because you can attract so many vipers and just, you know, controlling people. I do see a warning here with this Emperor, the 2 of Pentacles to the 5 of Pentacles. Be careful about the masculines that you invite into your life, regardless if you're masculine or feminine. Be careful of the contracts that you sign, because they could have you in limbo. Don't be so eager to just get out there that you don't do the diligence. Learn the business is what I'm hearing. If you want to be famous, please make sure that you learn the business so you can get the business. Or not, you'll learn at some point, but you don't want to do it in hindsight is kind of what I'm hearing, because you're in the process. If I'm sure that you're at this video, so there's a little bit of curiosity into being famous, right? You're going to manifest the right connections, right? But make sure that you are not ending up in like a super controlling situation. Again, Mariah Carey, she's a prime example of somebody who got the fame through her connections and partnerships, and then it ended up turning into something super controlling. So this isn't meant to be a dark reading by any means. It's just honest. You don't know how many documentaries your girl watches about famous people and and shiz. So it's a tough business. It's not hard, particularly if you're going into entertainment. You will be crossed. There is a high patriarchy. So I do feel like you will feel somewhat I don't want to use the word trapped, but you will feel limited by the masculine presence. And we can look at countless people who felt that way. But enough of that. So yeah, I just get this mad energy, pile 1, that like you need to be satisfied with yourself. Fame isn't going to fill that void, if there is a void, in fact, because I think that you're different. I'm getting Leo energy. Leo's opposite of Aquarius. I'm getting Aquarius energy too. And so there is like this kind of outcast thing. And like, again, Leos can attract a whole lot of jealousy just because they shine. So I really feel like whatever it is that your purpose is that you want, claim it. If you want to be famous, then claim it. And don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare yourself to what people are doing around you. Just live for yourself. And that will really help, because I do think that there will be like this element of feeling like an outsider still looking in. There will be significant partnerships. Do not get me wrong. But I want to be realistic with you. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to set you up for the whoop whoop. You should watch some. If you don't watch documentaries and all kinds of stuff, you got to do research and get information about how that life can be, because you can really get caught up in some shenanigans if you're not on your toes. But I really do see that you will be known as somebody who really manifested their dreams, and again turned a dream into a dollar, turned a dollar into a dream, or however that saying goes, and offers beautiful insight. So make sure to communicate. Some of you guys could be, I see, could be kind of like couples counselors and help people who've gotten out of divorces and kind of help them refine themselves. So some of you could be like, really help rebuild the divine feminine or the divine masculine, if you're, however that resonates. But just make sure, I really just get this energy for you, Power 1, to just make sure the people that you're around, particularly if you have Jupiter and Scorpio. If you have Jupiter and Scorpio in your Vedic chart specifically, you have to be careful of the masculines that come into your life, because there is karma there. And you don't want to be out of money. So just be aware of that. So again, with fame, there will be ups and downs. There will be ups and downs. It'll be, you know, wonky, because that's just what happens. But I do think that at the end of the day, with the Sun card here, you will learn so much and you'll be so happy. And I don't think that you'll regret it. But there will be some sense of isolation, because your life will really change. You know what I'm saying? If this is what you manifested, your life will change. And so I do see that there might be some sort of dissatisfaction with that. So just be aware. Just be aware. I'm just throwing that out there. You know, this is still a positive reading, because at the end of the day, paid. You know what I'm saying? So let's look at what the perks. What will the perks of being famous be? Yeah, I'm just getting, yeah, be careful. You just have to sit in this energy. Do not let people pull you all around. Haha, travel. If you're somebody who likes to travel, you'll be traveling a lot. The Four of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, hey, and the Queen of Wands. So let's see the perks. Wow, the Six of Wands and one less card for the perks. The Knight of Wands. And this one tried to pop out, the Hierophant. Like I just feel like you'll be breaking tradition with the Hierophant here. The Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, you're going to be breaking out of tradition. You're going to be breaking out of what you know. So that's the one thing. It really is going to offer this beautiful opportunity for you to move forward and rise. Like the perk is you're going to be recognizable. You're going to be famous. So people will recognize you, and you'll be able to certainly travel. So if you have Sagittarius energy, I'm picking up very heavily, then you will be able to travel and fulfill that goal. I want to get this Four of Cups, the Page of Cups. Yeah, okay, so I also get to the Moon card. People were going to the Star card, right? So yeah, you're a funny one, pile one. I'm just gonna go ahead and put that out there, because like at the same time you're gonna be receiving a lot of attention, a lot of like just romantic offers. You know, like you'll hear from anybody of the opposite sex is gonna hit you up because you're fire, you're bomb. But at the same time you're pretty shy and reserved. So you like are going to be kind of doing this dance, I think, with the Two of Pentacles of like, okay, do I want to be quote unquote normal, or do I want to be like famous right now? So you're always gonna constantly have people coming towards you, people giving you compliments, people telling you how awesome and beautiful and nice you are. But at the same time, I do get that like there's this feeling of being isolated with the Moon card there. Like I'm also get hearing too that you're gonna have a beautiful home with the Cancerian energy. So even though you travel a lot, whatever you decide to come home and park, you know, it's going to be beautiful. And you are going to shine and heal a lot of people. I just heard Michael Jackson heal the world. So whatever it is that you're doing, you really are going to heal people and receive a lot of success and quick movement. So I do feel like your rise is going to be kind of funny, pile one, because like you're going to be really doing the work. But then once that moment hits and like it's your time to shine, you will do that. So that's the one thing too. I feel like your fame would come to you really quickly, even though like you're already known, but then something happens and then all of a sudden you're like in a whole new bracket. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I'm hearing there. Let's see, what are the downside? What's the downside of the fame? Because everything has a set. The Eight of Swords. Okay. It's hard. It is difficult being famous. Okay. I just feel like you're big trust. Trust is so huge for you, pile one. Ooh, the Three of Swords. What did I say? There's going to be, and I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out. Your bigger issue is going to be who is with you to be with you and who is just around. I do think that there's going to be, because you're so abundant and wealthy, you're going to attract a whole bunch of different energies, and you're really going to have to sift through it. Again, particularly when it comes to your home life. If you have Jupiter in Scorpio, please read up on that and be knowledgeable about that, so you can be really aware about who you are partnering with. Yeah, just because there's karma there. It's not the worst thing on the planet. It's not the worst thing that can happen to you. But if I gave you some examples of Jupiter in Scorpio, Mary J. Blige has Jupiter in Scorpio. Megan Thee Stallion has Jupiter in Scorpio. So you see, it really, whoever you hang out with and end up spending your time with, they can be somebody who really transforms you and brings out the best in you, or they could be somebody who ends up sabotaging you. And I think that you're aware of that, hence why there's such distrust. And just, you know, it brings out insecurities because you're on like such a platform. Yeah, the Five of Wands. So, and the Seven of Wands. So it's one of those things. The perks, you get to travel. The perks, you get to move and be optimistic and do all these things. But at the same time, the downside of it is like you're not settled. So like if you have Cancer placements or a lot of Cancerian energy, then you're like, oh man, I'm always on the run. Like I just want to be at home. But I do think, again, the love that you receive, particularly if you're a performer of some sort, or like the accolades that you receive within your work, like you can be famous just in work. It's worth it. Like, I don't want to say that it's not worth it. This is just a little snapshot of just things that things that happen. But because you'll be always on the move, sometimes you'll be like, man, I just want to settle. I feel like you might have Rahu in like your first house, Rahu in your fourth house, Rahu. You could also have Rahu in the seventh. But yeah, I just feel like there's this energy of like perpetual motion where you're like, golly, I can't stop. But when you do stop, you have, again, a really beautiful home. Yeah, so let's look into your advice cards now. Let's see, what is Spirit's advice for you? And there's another thing too. There are going to be people who are really competitive over you, just over like knowing you. So be defensive. And guys, I am hearing too with the Seven of Wands, make sure that you like get bodyguards and stuff. Like people are crazy. Like, so just make sure that you're protected in general. So let's see, what is the advice from Spirit? Wow. The Nine of Swords. Interesting. The Wheel of Fortune. The Chariot. The Eight of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles. Right. You're doing the work. You are doing the work. Like I said, I just feel like it's going to take a while for you to pop off. Like you're going to come out kind of out of nowhere. So don't worry about it. Your fate will absolutely change and you will move forward. As long as you're doing the work, whatever you've invested, it will pop off. You will be able to reap exactly what you sow and you will stand out. So don't be worried. Don't be concerned about that. You will be blessed. The Wheel of Fortune is going to turn in your favor. So if this is something that you want, if you do want to be famous, I hope that this was a realistic reading, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Like your problems do not get solved just because you get a little money and a little notoriety. It doesn't happen. So this was a really realistic reading, in my opinion, again, as somebody who studied fame in a way. So yeah, but whatever you're doing, whatever you're working on, it will see the light of day. It will change your life. Like I said, you're just going to have a life-changing event. You're not going to be able to predict it. You're not going to be able to control it. So you can fret about it all you want to, but baby, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. So just let fate and destiny have its way, because if you put in the work, then it'll stand out, I won't say who, but I know somebody who wasn't originally like a big Beyonce fan. She was a Kelly person, and she thought Kelly was going to be the one to pop off, and was like surprised that like we're still talking about Beyonce, to be honest. So you never know who's going to be the breakout star. You never know. And Beyonce works her tail off. So that work ethic does absolutely pay off. So don't be afraid. I'm also hearing, do not be afraid of competition. If you're doing something that's super crowded, but you keep working at it and you keep that discipline, strong Capricorn energy, then it will pay off. Remember, we saw that Knight of Pentacles early in the reading. So the more that you just kind of ground yourself and work on it, it will pay off. Do not worry about it. Just more money, more problems. That's just what comes with it. So you just have to be very careful about who you hang with. And that's on period. I mean, and that doesn't even mean that's not even all the time if you're famous. And then look, we have the Lovers. So this card, it came out when I was picking up the rest of the deck. And I thank you, Spirit, for sending it, because even though that there's snakes and all kinds of stuff, there will be probably at least you will have a partner in all of this. Like I said, that we saw the divine, feminine, and masculine here. So there is a soulmate energy, and it might be like you and this person against the world at some point, but just be mindful of who that person is. You just got to be mindful, particularly if you have that Jupiter in Scorpio. But if not, then you will have a partner in crime. So do not worry about that. You will be supported. It's just kind of like the outside drama that happens. But I do see it coming up. If you pick the spot, this is famous. If you keep working at it, you will get notoriety and all that good stuff. So absolutely beautiful. So yeah, let's go ahead and move into the Oracle, guys. But before we hop into that, I gotta do a plug, all right? Your bitch is without freaking wheels right now, and it's a transmission issue, so expensive. And so I'm coming to you humbly, my employers, to implore you to, if you can and you have the space and the heart and the love and can afford to, donate to your bitch. Here is my Cash App. All right. And that is capital A, capital B, lowercase the rest, ABEV224. So yeah, this is just one thing that I'm just trying to, whatever. A dollar helps, trust me. But anyways, thank you guys. Let's go ahead and move into the oracles, guys. And so book a reading with me. You can shoot me an email. That information is in the description box below. Please follow me on TikTok, on Instagram. I'm doing Wicked Wednesdays. That is when I do live personal readings, guys. So live little quick short readings. So if you don't follow me, please on Instagram. I'll be doing that tomorrow. I post weeklies there. I post dailies on TikTok. So yeah, I've been working, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to put in that work. So yes, if you're called to, please go ahead and turn this in. So let's go ahead and move into your oracles, guys. Thank you for that plug. Soulmates, what I say? So there is a loyalty here. Like it's you and your partners and then everybody else. So I do feel like, yeah, again, you are going to be like a breakout star in some sort of group. There's other people involved in your like fame, you know, but you get busy too. Like, so I'm not saying that, but your connections are really going to be the things that help you through this. Through this thing. So we got peace and breathe. So this card popped up earlier, and this one wants to pop out, regeneration. So there's that Scorpio energy I was talking about, and I want to get one more. Co-create. Right. So like I said, you probably will be the breakout star in some sort of group or something that already exists. But you will find, listen, it's up to you and how you're going to handle what comes in towards you. If you continue to meditate and ground yourself and don't get lost in material things, then you will be able to live your dream life, okay? And again, this insecurities and just feeling shady, and it could be because maybe the masculine person that you're with, it could be more powerful than you are, and then now you're just thrust into the spotlight and you're like, oh my gosh. So I just breathe. This is to help you. This is to redefine you. This is to give you your path. Again, if you're at this reading, then this could be something that you're a tad bit curious in, so don't be surprised if spirit goes ahead and hands it to you. You know what I'm saying? Spirit is very generous, but there will be like a rebirth cycle too. But yeah, I just feel like you'll be able to travel very much. So we got the beautiful card of compromise. The Libra scale, again, symbolizes marriage, partnerships, other people. Yeah, reconsider. I was just getting, whatever comes in, do not go into it blind. Get the most information that you can before you sign anything. Yeah, so this is an interesting card. So this is going to vary, this timeline. So you got a year from now and within the next few weeks. So within the next few weeks, you could end up getting an opportunity that a year from now is going to pay off. So just be prepared and on alert. I do feel like this is a soon message. Oh yeah, and meditation brings answer at the bottom of the deck. So you of all people need to continue to ground yourself, get yoga in your routine, just so you can tune out from the world, even though you're a major part of the world. That's going to be so vital for your just mental health. And that's anybody, that's anything. So, yeah. Let's get to this. Ooh. Faith. Yes, have faith that this will work out. And willpower. Yeah. Look at that. Your own willpower and power manifestation is really what's going to get you to where you need to be. So do not sleep on yourself and do not sleep on what spirit has in store for you. Don't question it. I just feel like you're going to be like, because it happens in the way that it happens, you're going to be like, oh man, I don't know if I deserve this. And if you let people around you tell you that you don't, then that's why we have the Nine of Swords here. So you worked for this. You earned it. If you got a little shortcut because you got a little nice, real rich man, you know, you ran into Drake and he was happened to be ready to settle down, then bitches get hate. You know what I'm saying? You're winning. So that's kind of what I got. And then we have dreams. So have faith in your dreams. Follow your dreams. Work towards your dreams with that willpower card there. And you will absolutely shine, pile one. So that is really what I got for you. I hope that this reading found you well. I hope that this was interesting. It was a lot more complex than I assumed that it was going to be, which I love. So Spirit's always like, if you gonna ask, then I'ma tell. Don't worry about it. But just one more time, if you can get ABEV224, okay, on Cash App. If you are called to do that, guys, no worries. If not, nothing beats a failure but a try. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up. That's where I'm going to leave you. But thank you so much for your support. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment below if this resonates with you. And yeah, thank you so much for your support. I appreciate you. Even if it's just in the energetic exchange, I will take it. Okay. So peace, guys. All right. So let me get this together. Let me go ahead and put everything where it's supposed to be, so we can start the next pile. All right, that was it for pile 1. So now I'm moving into pile 2. Pile 2. Alrighty, guys. Hello. Welcome to Kosmostrology. I am AD, and this is my tarot channel, guys. So thank you so much for joining me. Let's dig straight into it. So this reading is going to be about what would my life be like if I was famous. This was a subscriber suggestion. So if you are the person who suggested it, let me know, and I will shout you out in the description box. I mean, in the comment section. I scrubbed and I tried to find it and I cannot find it. But I ain't here to steal nobody's shine. So, and I thought that this was a lovely and great suggestion. So let's look into it. You know what? I just realized you did not post in the comment section. You posted on my community page. So I apologize. But anyways, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So this is, what would my life be like if I was famous? So we're going to start with, what would I be famous for? What would my life be like? The perks, oops, excuse me, the perks, the downside, and what advice? And then we'll move into the oracles. So let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, I already pre-shuffled, so I don't have to do it that way. That shakes the table. So let's just hop straight into it, guys. All right. So what could you possibly be famous for? Let's see what Spirit has to say. What could pile 2 possibly be famous for? All right. So we got the 3 of Cups. Interesting. This card popped up also in pile 1. And so I really took this as like your connections are really important. The Devil, the Chariot card. I know it sounds crazy, but I feel like, not crazy because if it's true, but I feel like there's an energy where you could also be known for getting out of a bad situation. Like you really overcame some strong obstacles. That could just be in life. But you did the damn thing is really what I'm getting. You were around, you know, everybody's favorite word, toxic. You're around toxic energies and toxic people. But in this case, I really do feel like you broke free from that. And so people do admire that. So I'm kind of getting very much hero vibes. Yeah, the Princess of Swords, the Universe, and let's see. Wow, so many of the same cards popped out from the front, a different deck. That's hilarious. So you got a lot. You got a lot. So we got the 9 of Cups. I was planning to just do 6 for this, but you had a few fly out. So we're going to go ahead and take it. I'm not going to argue with Spirit. I'm not going to argue. Yeah, the Tower card. The Queen of Wands, yeah, the Hermit, and the 9 of Swords. Whew. Use a totally different deck. Really similar energies. This is freaking wild. So I'm gonna put this over here to the side because I feel like I know why that came out. You are going to be, the difference between you and pile 1, I'll say, is like yours is kind of like psh, overnight. Pile 1 really works. You pop off. You're more of the pop off thing. Like, we're all of a sudden hermit mode. Nobody really knows what you're doing. Nobody really knows who you are. Nobody really cares. And then all of a sudden the world, you will remember my name. Like, I just feel like you will be in the right place at the right time if you are seeking fame. So it could be because of the people that you hang out with, your friends, your connections. Now, again, the catch with these friends is like they might not be the best, but they end up launching you into like this knownness. So you could be somebody, I'm getting like this really like viral vibe. You could definitely get your 15 minutes of fame, capitalize on it if that's what you want to do. But I just feel like if you do want to be famous and all the other stuff, you're gonna have to prepare, because it's really just gonna be like, I was nobody and then boom, I was somebody. The Devil, the Princess of Swords, Queen of Wands, 9 of Cups. You could be famous for talking about manifestations. Again, the Queen of Wands is a performer. She don't mind being out. I just got these really sexy vibes. So you could be a dancer. I feel like you could use your body or your words. So, I mean, you're like, well, girl, isn't that two things? But like either you're like a dancer or you're like a really good writer or communicator. Or why not both? So I just feel like you have a lot of creative energy, a lot of creative passion. But again, it's going to be like this. All of a sudden you get an opportunity from these people and then you're going to break out from that. So like Pile 1, you're going to start off with other people and then you break out from wherever that was. And it could just be like, let's say that you were on a hit show, right? Let's say that you're an actor and you're on a hit show and like the show was great, but you actually were like beefing with the director the whole time, but the show was awesome, you know? And then you're like, as soon as you got out, you left. You know, I'm kind of getting, Meghan Markle vibes, right? I know I hate that example, but like, you know, like she got famous for getting out of a toxic situation, sort of, you know. I have my own opinions on that. I'll keep them to myself, but that is kind of what I'm getting, where like you break out of something that was holding you back and you end up really rocking that. But look at this, the Chariot, the Universe, the Tower card, the Nine of Swords. It happens really fast. It happens damn near overnight if that's what you've been manifesting. And again, it comes from just people that you know, your network, your individuals. But you could easily be a worldwide name with the World card being in the middle. And the Devil. So let me see if I see anything else. Yeah, you'll really pop off. Like I get this energy where you'll be really popular really fast. And the reason why the Devil energy is here is because I know what your advice. I feel like I'm getting what your advice is gonna be already. You're really gonna have to sit in your power in yourself, because there's just gonna be so much, not necessarily criticism, but with that Capricorn energy being represented there, it could be, but people are just not gonna understand how it happened for you. But it's just fate. Like some people will call you lucky, like, oh man, you didn't do anything, but like you did. It was just your time. That's just in your karma to be able to receive abundance. But I am just getting like a social media kind of vibe, or just like known for like doing things and kind of who you hang out with. And there's nothing wrong with that. The Two of Pentacles. So there could be a lot of changes, but the Two of Pentacles is Jupiter in Virgo. So maybe you could be an assistant of some sort at first and then move into, you get blessed some kind of way with that Jupiter energy there. So that's really interesting. Yeah, the Four of Wands. So perfected work. Yeah, I feel like if you're a person, a musician, and a magician, why not both? You're just gonna do something really great at first. Like it'll be like your first EP just is phenomenal, or like your first web series is just great. It just takes off. Like you're like, I wasn't really expecting in this. I was just kind of doing it just to do it. But people are gonna consider it to be really a perfect work. That is why this Devil card is here. Because right, thank you, Spirit. Okay, that's why this is here, because you're gonna feel like you're trapped to live up to that expectation again. But Pile 2, it's already yours. You don't have to prove shiz to nobody. You're talented. You're creative. You are a bad D. Okay. So don't worry about like having to maintain that perfectness. You know, you're manifesting what you want. And I do feel like for some of you, there's a lot of strong sexual temptation. So if you're a dancer, or use your body or use your looks in any way, then that's going to get you very far, because I feel like you are a dream girl or a dream guy to some extent. So yeah, just be prepared, Pile 2. If you've been manifesting fame, it'll happen like that. Pile 1 works for it. You work for it, but like not in the same, it doesn't take nearly as long. Like strong Venus placement. So you could have Libra. Look at this. This is Venus and Aries. So it's just going to come very quickly. Like people are just going to love you quickly. Anyways. All right. So how would your life be? So let's look to see what your life would actually be like. The Five of Pentacles. Wow. These cards are it's wild. The Ace of Wands. Man, I feel like, again, you're just going to go from nothing to something. Like, you might be like, I'm broke, and then you just are not anymore. Like, you just aren't. The Queen of Swords, yeah. I'm also getting strong, like, Virgo energy. Virgo, Libra, specifically, guys. Please remember, I do subscribe to Vedic, so my placements might be a little different from yours. Pisces energy here, the Hangman. Oh, Pisces energy again, the High Priestess. Woo, the Ace of Cups. Oh my gosh, the Ace of Cups, Ace of Wands. Yeah, nothing happens and then something starts happening. You know what I'm saying? The divine gets into it, and then next thing you know, you're like everywhere. You know who I'm kind of getting, you know who really is a good example of this? Lil Nas X, right? You know, where like, and Old Town Road just ended up taking off. And I mean, he was just bullshitting, but it was such a great song. I still listen to that song. Like, I love it. And he's having issues where he's coming in. He's kind of having some issues of like, where do you fit in? Because it happened so quick. But you're different from Lil Nas X, because I'm telling you that you're going to be a sensation. So you're going to have it in the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have your blessings ready to go. Temperance. Jupiter energy, guys. These two cards are ruled by Jupiter. So these three, excuse me. So Jupiter loves you. That is the planet of giving, abundance. So like, again, you're just lucky. Like, it's more than luck. I feel like this is karma that you're getting, but it just feels like you're going to be lucky. You know, it really feels that way. But you certainly, wow. 3 aces. My goodness. A pal two. Don't forget your beach. Okay. The 6 of Swords coming out. So what will your life be like? You will always constantly be doing new adventures. So I do feel like the one thing that'll be kind of interesting, yeah, and I'm seeing this Aquarius energy, it's going to be really kind of erratic. Like, Billy Ray Cyrus is another example, and this is really specific, but you know, like, he's like a multiple one-hit wonder person. Like, how that happens, who knows? I don't think that you'll be like a one-hit wonder person like that, but I do feel like there'll be like a standstill. I'm gonna go into hermit mode. I'm gonna kind of mind my business, because I do feel like you're a deeply spiritual person and you have to be in tune. So it could be kind of like Sade, great example, who just like, sometimes she comes in, then when she pops in, it's popping, everybody talks about it, and then she kind of disappears and goes back off into obscurity again. So I do feel like you're going to toy between being in this state of non-knownness to being around. So you're either one or the other. It's two extremes. And I feel like with that Aquarius energy, it's so unpredictable. This whole thing is going to be pretty unpredictable for you. But your money financial situation will change. And I don't see that going backwards. It will balance out. You will be blessed and abundant. But for you, I don't want, if you're truly an artist, I really do not want to upset you at all by saying like, listen, you might just have like a smash hit, something that really just knocks everything out the water, and then you just kind of like fade out. But if you do have a fan base and all that other stuff, they will be super loyal. But as far as like the public knowing you somewhat, again, with that world card, remember we have the world card, so people will know you. But it kind of be like Lana Del Rey is another good example. I'm a huge Lana fan. I love her. I know she be saying some crazy stuff on Instagram sometimes, and you know, it hurts my heart, but like I like her vibe. But she, like, some people only know 2 songs by her. You know, some people are like, Summer, what is that? Someone the Summertime Sadness. But other people know her entire catalog and like swear by that woman, you know? So you could kind of end up in that. There is something mysterious about your fame. So Summer Walker is another good person. Like, she ended up having that really hit song, Drake. Met Metro Boomin and is boomed out a baby recently. So I just get kind of that energy where it like really comes in quick, gives you the money that you need, and then you're kind of like, well, I'm out. So that's super interesting. But like I said, it comes after a period of standstill, and you just get blessed, honestly. So really share. Do not be afraid to share your work, because I think that you hide it, obviously, with the High Priestess here. But whenever you do decide to really share it, it's going to it's going to take you out of the shadows. It really will. So, excuse me, you have free will, but you're watching this reading. This is a very specific person who's going to watch this reading. You know, there might be 2 people who watch it. Who knows? But if you've been called to this pile, really share. Do not be afraid, because it's going to be magnificent. But do not be like, I got to duplicate it again. That is really what will end up like hurting you, is if you feel like you have to recatch that high. Don't chase it. Just let it come in, because like I said, it's going to be in and out. I'm getting waves here, especially with this Hanged Man. I'm also hearing with this, you have to be inspired. You're a person who like has creative sparks. So either you're like, I have no thoughts, or I have all the thoughts. There's like kind of no in between. And so that's why I'm just like, you have to, it's elusive. So just understand that it's like surfing, you know, surfboard. It's like surfing. Like you can't force a wave to come to ride. It's just when it comes, you got to be ready with that surfboard in order to catch it. So that is kind of like what I'm getting as my advice to you, as don't chase that, because you are such a really strong creative person, but it's fragile. You're not going to be a machine. I'm really getting that, like, you're kind of be on your own, like Sade, like she comes out when she wants to. I don't feel like Aquarius energy. Again, you need to be able to answer to yourself. If you don't love something, then like nothing's going to happen. You're not going to be one of those people who can just produce. Another great example, again, okay, a great example career-wise. I'm not saying that this is going to happen to you, but Amy Winehouse, really awesome, but know how she was kind of like, you know, people knew about her. She was pretty low-key. Then she put out this spectacular album, Back to Black, and was jetted, right? And like, we still talk about Amy Winehouse off of that one album, you know? So yeah, just be comfortable with however this blessing comes to you. Okay, so let's look at the perks. That's really, this is fascinating. Thank you so much for whoever suggested it. This is crazy. The Seven of Wands, the perks. It's funny because I think, ironically, Paltu, you're going to be able to buy the privacy that you want. You're actually going to be able to like buy that island off. Like you're going to be able to be kind of obscure. The Sun card. Yeah. Some of you guys want to live on like a beach or live in kind of like an offshore town or something. Or like you just have this dream of like, or you could have multiple homes, honestly, because like whatever you end up putting out, it's going to change that bank account. But you got multiple homes, but I do feel like you just kind of have like a place in Italy that's in some village somewhere, and a place over here. Like nobody really knows where you are with the High Priestess in the middle. It's pretty mysterious, which I vibes with that. The Five of Swords. So what are the perks? The perks. The Princess of Cups. I just heard, nah, wait till I get my money right. Great example. Kanye, again, like that. He literally buys places in Wyoming to cut off from the world as famous. He's a billionaire. He can literally afford to not talk to anybody for days. So there we go. Three of Pentacles. And the Ten of Wands here. Here, let's take one more. So the perks. I do think that you will have the Magician. So this is really awesome. Wow, and the Empress at the bottom of the deck. So a lot of perks. You're going to have a lot of control over who comes into your space and who doesn't. Who's in your orbit and who isn't. This is another reason how you differ from Pile 1, because they kind of have the opposite issue where they kind of let a lot of people in their circle. You're not. You're literally going to be like, all right, I made my money. I got my coin. I'm going to move over here, mind my business, not bother nobody. Nobody needs to bother me. And I'm going to mind whatever. You will have super close relationships. So there is a perk here where like you will have like super close relationships, the Two of Cups. Now this Five of Swords is pretty interesting here. And so I do want to say that I'm kind of hearing that like if you do start off with a group or something, there might be like a disbandment of that group at some point in time. And it could be because of just how like much you typically control. And that happens when you work with bands. But when that does happen, the perk will be that you'll be able to like focus in more on that home life sort of, and just kind of like, again, like not messing with yourself, but like messing with whatever you want to mess with at the time. But I am seeing this Phoenix energy, like you rise again, you go and then you come back, and you go and then you come back. But the perks are, you get perks. People like you. People want to give to you. The Two of Cups. I do think that like you'll be known. For the people who know you and respect what you do, you will be respected. You will have the red carpet rolled out for you for whatever you do. Because, Lauryn Hill, great example. I know these people like fell off. I know these people like hit it. But again, you are here. You have this reading. You're grounded. You're spiritual. So you know what's coming for you, so it's not going to catch you off guard, so you can just mentally, as much as you can, prepare. I mean, it's a beast. But Lauryn Hill's great. I mean, she came out with the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, like classic. But again, it ended up messing up with band members and all the other stuff too. So just be aware. Everything is tricky. I said this Power 1 a lot. I was like, listen, I watched so many documentaries, so many biopics. So I feel like I've studied fame, like outside of fame, as much as you can study it. You have to experience it, but you can't can do your research and do your homework and see other people's experiences and learn from them. So if you don't do that and you've been manifesting this, then I would suggest that you look and learn what your role models did and how they kind of did it. But the connections that you have will be super duper strong, and you'll have people who will fight for you. I have this Aquarian energy, Venus in Aquarius, so you will be accepted by a whole bunch of different people. You'll have a really open, like, I just feel like maybe a different group of people will like what you do. So, you know, you could do like a different style or a different form than what's normal. But it'll be cool. Like I said, the people who get it are going to get it, but you will have that like hit song or those hit songs or that hit project that really just feeds you. It's just going to feed you. So that's awesome. But I do think that you'll be able to do other creative endeavors just because of the people you know. So you could easily get into producing and finding new ways to make money and all that good stuff. But beautiful energies as far as the perks. So let's see the downside. As we know, everything comes with its ups and downs. So you can't have one without the other. So let's go ahead and look into what are the downsides. The Princess of Wands. Interesting. Let's get some more info. The King of Swords. The Five of Wands. Right over the Five of Swords. So that's interesting. Yeah, what did I say? Yeah, the Ten of Cups. So that's beautiful. We're gonna, yeah, I'm kind of getting what this is. The Four of Swords. What is this? The Lovers. Oh my gosh. And the Knight of Cups. So the downside to me, Queen of Pentacles, it involves a masculine or, you know, whatever you resonate with. I do feel like, there could be some miscommunications with your partnership. So let's say that you're already in a relationship and then you end up popping off and then your relationship dynamic change. So I just feel like you could end up being with people where your line ends up shifting midway through and they kind of respond and kind of treat you like a child. Like I'm another example is like Britney Spears' dad. Like he just like treats her like a child and she's grown. So be mindful of who you're giving power to if you can, you know, be mindful of that. If you're married or in relationships and all that other stuff, then just be careful of the masculine. Be careful of masculine energy. And again, this doesn't have to be romantic. It's just like people that you sign contracts with are going to treat you kind of like a child. And here's the thing. Here's why that's happening. It's because you're so fluid and you're so creative and you do what you want in this very childlike manner. Like I said, if you're inspired, then you're going to do it. If you're not inspired, then like you're not going to do it. And that's going to upset the powers that be, people who are more logical, people who are like, listen, there was a date on that thing. If you didn't do it, then like you're being childish. So I do feel like there could be a sense of control here. But I feel like you have other karma, kind of like what I'm getting with Amy Winehouse. Like she was obviously in the middle of a twin flame journey, and that album Back to Black is all about the twin flame journey. It's probably one of the best. I mean, Lauryn Hill, all those people were like, you're in this relationship and your relationship is that muse for this creation. Maybe you've already went through this, you know, maybe you've already gone through this. Were you the one with was that the devil? Right. Didn't I say that? Yeah. I feel like you might be in some crazy relationship partnership and then it inspires you to create this really awesome project that helps so many people. But that relationship is real. You know what I'm saying? And that goes back to the High Priestess. So you have a very, very private life, also, but your private life does influence your outer life. So I just imagine that there could be conflicts with like a twin flamey type energy. And if that doesn't resonate directly, then, you know, just being mindful of how you're able to produce your control, because you will have to answer to deadlines. You will have to answer to certain things and you're going to be like, I don't want to. But the Ten of Cups is here, the Four of Swords and the Lover's card. So beautiful energy. That was just a side note. You know, with the Ten of Cups being here, it's like it's not necessarily a downside, but I do feel like your romance, the downside is also going to be like your romantic life ends up taking a pause or ends up taking a turn. So this person who ends up influencing this album might not be the person that you end up with, if that makes sense. So that's a little bit of a downside, but you'll understand why it happened like that. Think Adele, 19, beautiful album. She did not end up with that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, she just didn't. And then she ended up getting divorced a little bit later. Just because when you're a woman of power, it's hard for, it's difficult. It's difficult. If you're a woman, if you're a man, then this is just about like those ego clashes, because you have your own way of doing shit. You have your own way of getting shit done. And so, you know, there's going to be big boss. And you're like, listen, that ain't how I work. Listen, I'm Pisces. Listen, I'm a Sagittarius. Like, you're not gonna tell me what to do. So I just kind of see those ego battles and conflicts. But yeah, so let's see, what is the overall advice that Spirit has for you? Wow, these readings ended up going way longer than I expected, but I hope that you guys like this. Please don't forget to drop a comment and let me know what you think. And thank you again for whoever suggested this. All right, the Five of Cups, advice, advice, advice. Whew, Six of Pentacles. The word no is going to be your friend. I just feel like you are going, the Eight of Wands, you are meant to use this fame, use this platform to like to detach, honestly. Like I said, I just get this energy that you're going to put out this project to the world, and then you're just going to go. You're like, here, that was my soul. You have it. Run with it. It's a classic. Period. And now I'm done. So don't be afraid to walk away. That's really what I'm getting. Don't drive yourself nuts trying to compete with that first thing. It will come again. Like I said, Billy Ray Cyrus is a multiple one-hit wonder person, and I Achy Breaky Heart or freaking Old Town Road, like, you know, art. His daughter ended up doing, you know, Miley Cyrus. So like it's a whole connection. But as far as like his own career, I don't know how much he's, you know, he probably had to learn to not chase it. So I just get like, if you're not inspired and you don't feel it, don't do it. I mean, the Amy Winehouse documentary is spectacular for that, because that's what happened. She gave out this beautiful album and it was all about a really dark period, and they wanted her to keep singing it over and over. And she was like, I don't even want to sing it anymore. Like, I'm tired. I'm ready to move on. Like, I'm ready to be a new person. Don't tie me to that. Part of me. I'm ready to move on with the Three of Swords. So I do think that, like, listen, your project, your music isn't going anywhere. When the time comes for you to be like, I'm not feeling it, then you can back away. That is what I'm getting for advice from Spirit. Yeah, the Four of Pentacles, like, hold on to your shiz. There'll be other opportunities that come through later. And Lord of Material Success. And just also, like, don't be too giving with your finances. That's also the advice. Like, you're going to have a lot of money. And again, people are going to think, that's the other thing too. People are going to think because it kind of happened for you and it was just kind of overnight for you a little bit, like that's what they're going to see. But it's just, the overnightness is just that inspiration of you to be able to execute that project, that message that you're meant to deliver. But because it happens kind of quote unquote so easily, people are going to feel entitled to what you did. But that's your blessing. Like, you know, jeez, do not let these come and tell you what you're supposed to be doing and how you're supposed to be spending your money and living your life. That's why I just get this energy of just like detach, like put it out and detach and call it a day. Like there's a sexiness about you, there's an allure about you, but people don't have to know all about you. You know, Beyonce's been really good at that, but I imagine that like Sade is the better example, because I mean, she comes out and the world stops, but how often does she come out? You know what I'm saying? And she was another one with a really crazy relationship. When you listen to that Sweetest Taboo, like that one little video, she was getting her ass beat all up in the video. You're like, oh no, Sade, like you Sade, why are you letting this happen to you? But of course, you know, it is what it is. But yeah, so let's go ahead and hop into your oracles, guys. I hope that this resonated. But before we hop into that, I do have to do a selfish plug, okay? Your girl is without a whip. I'm having a transmission issue, so here is my Cash App. If you are interested in donating, if you can just donate energetically and pray for me, I'm happy with that too. But a $1 goes a long way because it's an expensive problem. So I'm coming to you, my employers, and asking if you can help your girl out. But no pressure, guys. You know, this is just me trying. She's trying to turn the dollar into a dream. But thank you so much for your continued support, guys. Again, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And listen, if you want to book a personal reading with me, that also helps too. So please shoot me an email, and I will get back to you as soon as possible, so we can dig into that. But don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Please follow me on TikTok, Instagram. I am doing Wicked Wednesday tomorrow, and that is where I do like live one-on-one readings. So if that interests you, then please hit me up over there and follow me on TikTok. I post there daily. I also post weeklies on Instagram. So I've been doing a lot better. If you, oh golly, all these cards fell out. If you have been with your girl for a minuto, then you'll be proud of me because I've been on it. I've really been on it. So yeah, so let's get into it. If you're new, then just know that your girl's an Aquarius, Aries moon, and be all over the place. So, but I'm not doing that anymore. I have a lot of 10th house placements, so I can work and I will work. My Mercury's in Capricorn, so we're gonna get it done. So let's look into it. Thank you guys for my spiel. Let's look into your oh, the tribe. Like I just feel like there's a group setting. I feel like you're gonna have a group, but at some point you're probably gonna have to disconnect from that group. Like don't be afraid to just go in a different direction and have other people take you in a different direction. When you're ready to go. Yang. Wow. Look at all that power. And that goes, again, parallels perfectly with the Ace of Wands that we have there. So it's a creative spark, and you're going to follow it, and it's going to pay you. It's going to pay you big time. Be flexible, right? Be open because you're a channeler. Actually, you're channeling a message for your experience in like this really creative way that's going to help a lot of people. I know I'm speaking about music specifically, but it could be, I mean, it could be films or any of that stuff. And I just feel like, yeah, after you make fame and all that other stuff, don't be so rigid in what you will and won't do. Like, again, I said say the word no, but at the same time, if you are like offered to do some television show or something and you're like, I'm not really an actor, be flexible. Don't limit yourself, because I do think that people around you will be able to see things that you don't see in yourself. And if an opportunity comes and it's for you, like I said, your fame will be like stop start. But you're in more control of that than like you would think. Let's see if we can get two more. Yeah, the Thinker and To the Sea. So again, I am getting that like you will spend a lot of time thinking. You will spend a lot of time on your own. You will find inspiration in the world from your adventures, and then you'll come out and do like these beautiful projects. Yeah, there's never ending story card. So look, time. So there's going to be long spaces of time between your different projects, but they will all be like super spectacular and worthy. Again, yeah, this is, again, if you're a dancer too. You're going to have enough to like go off. I feel like that's what you want. You're like, I just need money so I can like go away. And again, live on a beach somewhere, pal too. So I do see that coming in for you. Like that is going to happen. That is not a pipe dream. Romance. What did I say, pal two? Like there is definitely another person, a muse involved in this connection. And that's okay. Look, helpful people, the tribe, a year from now. So be prepared. Be prepared. It's happening. I feel like you're living it. If you're not currently in the studio right now or currently working on the project, then a year from now you will have the material that you need to make this. And like there will be a tribe of people who help you. So again, I would really look into like the Lauryn Hill story, because that's kind of what I'm feeling. But it's gonna take a whole tribe of people to accomplish what you're going to do to deliver the message. Look at that. Be assertive. And you got Queen of Wands. So strong Aries energy. You just are going to blaze through, and you're going to be known for being the strong person who got out of, like I said at the very beginning, a shiz situation. Like you really forced that out. And like you're going to do it. Recovery. You recover from it. You know, again, another extreme example, I used this in part one, was Mariah Carey. Like she is Mariah Carey number one, but she was married to a lunatic, but he was the lunatic who owned the record company. So you see how I'm saying, you see what that is. And so there was a period of recovery. There's just going to definitely be a time, pal two, I'm telling you, that you're going to have to disconnect. So please disconnect so you don't end up driving yourself into a tizzy, because it's not worth all that. It really isn't. Like, the industry will stay, the world will still turn around. Like, you're not obligated. You don't owe shiz to nobody. You live your life, and that's what you'll be known to. That'll be the lesson that you preach to other people. But for you right now, take this as a warning. Don't get caught up in it. It'll be hard. It'll be tempting because there's going to be a whole bunch of people pulling at you. But if you're done, then be assertive. Be like, I'm not feeling it. I'm not going to do it. No, no. I'm going on my business. No need to worry. Imperfect timing. So, like I said, it really is going to feel like luck, but it's just not. That's just in your chart. You're meant to do this thing, and you're meant to have this spark and inspiration and creation. And I mean, it could be like one really good project that just, I mean, whew, just put you on the map, and it's going to be in divine timing. So just be aware of that. Like, you don't have to chase it. You know, you do not have to chase your fame. Don't worry about it. You're really a loving being. Again, I got strong Pisces energy, so you'll be able to put out like a really stellar project about love or something. And again, if it's like more of the what am I looking for? What's the word that I'm looking for? It's gone. It's fine. I can't remember. Excuse me, benediction. I'm meant to take this card out because I'm not too sure what that means, and it kind of is upsetting. So if you know what that means, please define it in the comment section below. But I think it's like benevolence, which means to be kind to people and being an open source. And I get with that hand and that blue that like you are a healing energy, but I think that there's a detached liberation, right? Freedom. You're going to be able to soar like an eagle and be free. You know what I'm also seeing with this American Eagle? It could be that you are like super popular. And I said that Aquarius energy too, Sagittarius. You might have like something that pops off here in America that gives you your money, but you're like known overseas more, if that makes sense. So yeah, but joy, that dolphin energy. Speaking of seas. So, yeah, I think that you'll be really happy if you choose to be happy and you choose to liberate yourself. Thank you. Empathy. Like I said, you have such a kind and giving soul. And I think that that's why you're going to need to go into hibernation after you kind of give these like spiritual projects, these earth babies, you know, like these creative babies that you're birthing into the world. Like, you're going to need a rest period for sure, but you definitely are helping other people open up and blossom. And I believe that that's a lotus, you know, and lotus are able to grow from the mud. So I got it from the mud. Roddy Ricch, that's a good one. The Box, you know, like he like that song changed his whole life. And then here at the bottom we got abundance and ecstasy. So and patience. So just be patient with the process because it's just going to happen. Don't worry about it. Especially if you know that you're meant to be an artist, but you don't feel arty right now. You're like, oh my gosh. And I can relate to that feeling because I went to school for film and television. I write, I do poetry. I mean, I consider myself to be a very creative soul. I have a lot of Piscean energy. But like, I've just kind of been working on grinding, you know. It's hard to be inspired when you don't have a car, you know what I'm saying? But deeper than that, it's just like, it worries you because you're just like, dang, like, am I never going to have an idea ever again? But the thing is, it's just a wave. It's just a wave. You're going to catch it sometimes, and then it's going to come to shore. You're going to ride it, and then it's going to go away, and you're going to wait for that next wave. So just be prepared for that. Don't worry about it. It's going to come in. You will be more than abundant. Like I said, you'll be eating off of whatever this project is for a lifetime. So don't worry about that. Very strong foundation, again, with the roots. So family, tribes, other people are going to be playing in it, but you'll be known as part of a group. And again, Lauryn Hill, great example, Fugees, then she went to Lauryn Hill. So you see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So that is what I got for you. Pile number 2. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know if this resonated. I'm just going to, you know what I'm saying, give a little shout out. You know, that's capital A, capital B, lowercase e, lowercase v as in Victor, 224, okay, on my Cash App. So if you were feeling, you know, if you're feeling froggy, then jump for your peach. You know, I love it. But again, no pressure, just throwing that out there. Thank you so much for joining me. And yeah, peace, guys, until next time. All right, so let's clear this energy, and then we're going to move into part 3. Ooh. This reading is going like a lot longer than I thought. I'm not mad though, because it's really highly detailed. So this was a great suggestion, but I'm like, oh, didn't plan. Should have ate before. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm quick to not eat. That's such a bad habit. But I keep doing it anyway. All right, third pile. Oops. Alrighty, guys, this is if you picked pile number 3. Welcome to Kosmostrology. I am AD. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and drop a comment. This pick a card was a suggestion that I'm so happy for. If you were the person who suggested it, please let me know in the comment section. I realized I was looking through my video comments and you posted on the community, and so I apologize that I didn't get a chance to shout you out in this video, but if you let me know, I will put you up in the comment section. But this was the great question of what will my life be if I was famous? And this has been, it's turned out a lot deeper than I honestly thought that it was going to, pile 3. Like I was like, oh wow, and the reading's running a lot longer than I thought it was going to. But this was a great suggestion, so please take credit for it. I'm not here to steal nobody's shine. I just, I just couldn't find the comment. So thank you for that. So let's hop into it. So the questions that we're going to be asking are, what could you be famous for? How would your life be if you are famous? What are the perks? What are some of the downsides? And just overall advice, guys. So without any further ado, let's hop straight into it and see what it do. So this is going to be, what could you possibly be famous for? Woo. The 3 of Wands. All right, so I'm automatically getting like travel. So you could be like the person who travels, you have like a travel blog, or you're known overseas, or like you're really popular overseas. Certainly with the Page of Cups here, we have any creativity. Hold on, let me just make sure. I always do this, but I don't think that that's the King of Cups. The 3 of Pentacles. This has popped up in all of the readings. 3 of Pentacles. So it does seem like you will be a part of some group or some collective, and then you'll probably break out from that. With the Cup energy, definitely something creative, something healing. Could be singing, yeah, sharing your word. Queen of Swords. So you'll be known for like your opinions. What is this? The Wheel of Fortune. Wow. And one last card for what could you possibly be famous for? Wow, the Magician. This is interesting because this is the Jesus deck. So that's Lazarus being resurrected. So that's pretty interesting. So I feel like you might bring something back from the dead. Maybe you speak to the dead. Maybe you're like a channeler. Or it's like a style, like you resurrect some sort of style, something that was once forgotten in the past, you bring it back. So this would be like if you're like, for instance, you're like really attracted to old Hollywood glamour or something like that, and you end up resurrecting it, or like, you know, anything of that matter, something that people don't do. For some of you guys, I know it sounds really specific. It could be like for maybe one person, tap dancing. Like we don't really hear about tap dancing like that, but you could be a great tap dancer and be really known for that. So I definitely see this energy of you moving something forward. So there's so much power with the Wheel of Fortune to the Magician card, like to the Queen of Swords. So I do feel like your words have the power to like change the world or change the perspective. So you're going to be very vocal. You're going to be known for your opinions and just your deep thinking. I'm going to go ahead and pull another row for this. I was doing 6 cards, but 9 cards came out in the last one, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and commit to that. I think pile 1 had extra cards. I think everybody got extra cards. The Tower card. Woo! The Judgment. Oh my gosh. You definitely, pile 3, have the most major arcana, which is pretty fascinating. Wow, the Ace of Cups to the 5 of Swords. Give me a minute to tune into this energy. So yeah, again, I just feel like with this combo right here, you could find, again, love like overseas or love in an unexpected place, but there is going to be a life-changing moment that comes in. So you're certainly working with other individuals that are going to unexpectedly change your life. So with this Judgment card, look at this, like they're out of the mud. And this has been a theme in the other readings too, where like you're nobody today, or or nobody, right? But then like people see you, you get discovered, and they genuinely like pull you out of the mud for something that you think is pretty simple, and then you end up rising. So I think that you do something that you love, and then people kind of give you credit for it, and like you end up shining, and it just turns this wheel. So you have this very compassionate message is kind of what I'm getting, pile 3. Now it might be misunderstood with the 5 of Swords here. I just get that. And of course, if you're somebody who preaches love, there's always people who are like, that's mumbo jumbo. So people might misunderstand your messages, but I do feel like those are the messages that you're meant to deliver. And again, I'm putting this reading out. This will find you at any time, but I'm putting this reading out right before Good Friday, and this is the Jesus deck. So like that, let's skip over the crucifixion, you know what I'm saying? But I do feel like you have a very strong, powerful message to give and deliver people through love, and you're a creative person. So I think that you have multiple options on how you're going to deliver that. But there does seem to be this connection here of the people that you are working with in community with the 3 of Pentacles. So you're definitely going to be working with other people in order to receive this. But I feel like you'll be famous for being pretty sweet, like for being a sweetheart, for being a nice, kind person who's kind of able to create this magic for yourself and possibly bring things back up from the dead. Again, you could be somebody who's like a medium or something, like Long Island medium or something like that. So that'll be pretty interesting, but you'll certainly be able to travel. I don't think that this is the knave. I think this is the king. I hate myself for not knowing. But, yeah, I'm also getting here too that like you could be a part of a power couple. And a power couple that has conflicts, right? No couple is perfect, but I do feel like your love life could be actually pretty not private, so other people will be a part of your love life. So you might end up being like a love guru, but like with your partner. So that'll be interesting. We'll see if that pops up. But yeah, I just get that there's two. We have this king and the queen, 2, Wheel of Fortune, and then this card. And so it could be something that has like a religious foundation. So I just got Joel Osteen and his wife. It doesn't have to be, but that's kind of what I'm getting. There is something here about preaching. I get with all this cup with this cup energy, I get that you like travel with this message. That's interesting. So you use your voice. So it could be singing. So let's look into it. And so yeah, so I do feel like you'll be famous in a couple, like a famous couple. But again, your disputes will also be famous. Let's see. So what would your life be like? So overall, what would pile 3's life be like? The 10 of Swords. Don't worry. We're going to look into it. The 2 of Pentacles. The Fool. That's so interesting. So I'm getting like this rebirth energy. Is this the Lovers? And this is the Lovers. Oh, Knave of Cups. Sorry, excuse me. That wasn't it. It says it. I'm sorry that I'm so annoying, guys, but I cannot let stuff go. My Mercury's in the 8th house, so just know that I'm like a lunatic. But in Capricorn, mind you. But yeah, so that's the Knave of Cups. So you will be like, and it could be like you have a famous kid, interestingly enough, with that being there. But let's go ahead and look into the rest of it. But the Lovers, like I said, just confirming that you probably will be tied to somebody else. You and the person that you're with are meant to be destined. Oh, the Ace of Pentacles, period. We love that. And there we go. Here's the King. King of Wands. Bingo. That's what we got. The 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like, yeah, you're gonna be picked. So the example that I have for you, I've been trying to come up with all these different examples. Like, you know how Amber Rose was like discovered by Kanye West? Like, she just kind of came out of nowhere. Like, he literally saw her in a music video and was like, oh, she's hot in Philly. It was like, oh, she's beautiful, come live with me. So it could be something like where this masculine ends up offering you something and then you end up participating in it. Because the masculine is, for what it's worth, he does hold a lot of power. And can like afford stuff like that, especially with the King of Wands. So I do feel like he's a creative person too, or an entrepreneur at the very least. The Nine of Pentacles. I'm hearing sweet. I'm so sad about this, but Sweetie Quavo, she was a business person, was already doing her own thing. Then she met Quavo, and there was like this power couple dynamic, and that really boosted her. And there was something interesting that somebody said. This is Gossip Channel. If you're into it, it's called Impressive. Again, she does not know. This is not a plug. She doesn't know that I exist. But she said something like, it was interesting because both of them apart, like, you didn't know who they were, but when they were together, their question, like, they're like, what was it? What do you know about this person? Got 12 million views, but individually they average about 3 million. So that could be something that ends up happening too, is like where you are very powerful with another person, even though you have your own, you will be connected to another individual. That might not be what you want to hear in pile number 3. But listen, if it gets you to the bag, if it gets you to the bag, if it gets you to the bag, then, you know, get the bag. That's all I gotta say. Like, grab it, take it. We don't get to pick. We don't get to pick how this life works. And then we got the Knave of Swords. So let me tune into this energy, kind of see what we got going on. So I'm being really drawn to this Ten of Swords, to the Fool card, to the Four of Pentacles, to the Knave of Swords. So this is really, golly, this is fascinating. All right, I need more cards. Because what I'm hearing is like you're kind of, you're like in this bubble and then you end up coming out of that. But I feel like it comes from a masculine. So somebody like peeps you and changes you. It could be like one of those things where you're discovered, where you're scouted like a model, where you're like walking down the street and like walking in the mall and then somebody's like, you be beautiful. And then you end up on America's Next Top Model. I'm just getting this energy of like, you're not necessarily like, it comes in the nick of time. I feel like you've been through it, pile 3, and that's probably why you're such this loving, caring, genuine, great energy, because you've been through it. You've been through the ringer. And so this opportunity that comes, you take it and you run with it with the Fool card here, and it kind of breaks you out of this Four of Pentacles, like this super conscious mode, and you're able to like discover and learn new things. It's kind of what I'm getting off of the rip. You got the Two of Pentacles, the Lovers, the Nine of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. So yeah, your relationship is going to be, for whatever reason, it's going to be like up and down, and people are going to care about it. And Cardi B, Offset, another great example of kind of how that works. And let me tell you, Takeoff single as far as I know. So listen, there's another Migo who's free if you're into that. But I just feel like you're constantly going to be confronted with like these choices. There is somebody who's there for you. There is a partnership, but like at times you're going to be like, no, I want to be independent, but you're going to feel like, man, I'm always associated with this person for whatever reason. Again, and I feel like it's because this person like discovers you, and maybe you're in business together, but let's go ahead and like dig into it. Yeah, we have the King of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. So Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo, Aries here. I do want to say in Gemini, again, I do subscribe to Vedic, so my placements might be a little bit different from yours, but the energy should read about the same. You should know both your charts, just so you got them. But yeah, I am just getting that there definitely is a masculine energy that's caught up in this. And yeah, the Fool, the Four of Pentacles, you're going to be like a breakout star. Okay, it's kind of what I'm hearing. A breakout star, but again, you're tied to somebody else, but people know you as like being like this super loving and kind person. Just like really awesome. Don't tell me this the Two of Cups. Don't tell me the Two of Cups is here. Next to the don't tell me that. Don't tell me the Emperor's here. Pile 3, you are just going to be plucked up from somebody who is very famous, and then like you're going to benefit from them. So you might have Jupiter in the 7th, Jupiter in the 1st. Don't have to, but like you could. The Hanged Man, Pisces energy represented here. Again, Aries. So I just feel like you're gonna feel like you're not doing much, and then this person's gonna be like, you're a star, and then they're gonna give you a platform, which is super interesting. This is like the most different reading. This is the different reading. The most, I don't know how to word that. You can see I'm struggling, but this is a really different reading from the other two piles, because it does seem like you're tied to somebody else as far as like what you end up doing, but yet you're really loved. Like, you're really, really loved. Like, people love you, but I'm not really sure. And maybe you do a lot of different creative things. You're multi-talented, but this person is there to grant you stability, so then you're able to explore. So this person definitely puts you on. If you're a feminine, then you're going to be the masculine who just puts you on. And use it. Use it. You know, as long as it ain't no Harvey Weinstein, which is another conversation for another day, and like you're comfortable, then take it. Take the money bags. Like, again, the Two of Cups over the Ace of Pentacles. So your partnerships is going to be what really kind of gets you out of this hangman state, that you feel. Your perspective is going to change, and you're going to be able to travel. This person's going to take you out of your comfort zone is really what I'm hearing. And then we got Temperance, Sagittarius, Jupiter energy again. So this is a blessing. You have a partnership that is certainly going to be a blessing. But I do feel like the person that you're going to be with is very much established. So you could be a person, honestly, who does more of like charity work with that cup energy there. You do more of like the foundation philanthropy stuff, just because like your man works, your man's out there grinding or whatever, but he takes care of you. I feel like you have a lot of freedom with your fame. But yeah, I feel like you will be famous for being in a relationship with somebody famous first, and then you'll be able to capitalize off of that, and people will be like, oh, you do really cool stuff, and da-da-da-da-da. The Knight of Wands, the Star card. Wow, the Knight of Wands and the Star card. So it comes in quickly. It's like this really shifting energy as somebody who just kind of rushes in and kind of brings you into the star quality. This is such an interesting reading. Oh my gosh. I just want to get as much information as possible, because like this is really wild. Yeah, the Nine of Swords. I knew it. Girl. Girl, boy, if you're watching this, you're like, what does all of this mean? Like, so what am I gonna do? What am I do? The Two of Swords, so we got the Nine of Swords, the Two of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles. You might want to be able to, you know what I'm hearing, if you have time, I would pick another pile too, because this is just one part of your reading, I feel. Because I do feel like you are a creative. I do feel like you are someone who is meant to be in like this really power couple relationship thing, but at the same, you're meant to be this person who's going to be famous and rise. But as far as like what you do and the advice that you're supposed to get when you get there, that's in another pile. The Spirit wanted you to know that, like, listen, you're not necessarily gonna, you're not, how do I word this? Like, it's not that you don't do anything, because you do. You're busy, but Spirit has something else in store for you. There's a connection that you're meant to have first that's going to launch you into doing whatever you're doing. And those piles are more specific to that. And it's funny because masculines were brought up in that in both of those readings, but with two totally different messages. So pick, meditate and pick another pile. Because this is only half of your message, pile 3, but it's very important that you know this, because I do feel like you might be feeling like you're banging your head up against the wall, like, what am I supposed to be doing? How am I supposed to be doing this? But you will be plucked like Amber Rose. Like, somebody is going to physically be like, I want to give you this, I want to give you that, let me take you. And then eventually it's going to come out, and you're going to be like, okay, and then you'll be able to pursue whatever it is that you're meant to pursue. And that's the second half of the reading. But I wouldn't worry about it. I'm just getting here, like, don't worry about it necessarily with the Nine of Swords and the Two of Swords, because you're really not going to see this coming. But at the end of the day, you will be more than stable with the Ten of Pentacles there. So it really is going to benefit you. So you don't have to worry. Right, the World card. So, yeah. My sister, I've been thinking about you worldwide. The Big Time Rush card. Big Time Rush. So maybe you're with somebody who's like in a boy band at first, and then, they end up popping off. The Moon card to the World card. So that's really interesting. So I do think that, like, again, you have this divine feminine energy, whether you're masculine or feminine, you have this divine feminine nurturing quality, and people are really going to highlight and meditate and gravitate towards it and love it. So they definitely want to be a part, and that's what you're going to be known on, like, this world scale for. But I do think that there's some religious elements, some religious context to what you end up doing. If you're not, like, trying to be a preacher or something, that's why I'm saying watch another pile, because that talks to more of the creative stuff. But there is going to be a very spiritual message to what you're doing, and I do think that it has to also deal with how you handle relationships and all this good stuff, because people are going to be like, man, I saw that whole relationship play out in my eyes. So then when you are speaking on it and being kind of like this guru, people are going to believe you. Again, we got that Sagittarius energy, that Temperance energy earlier, which is like that represents the guru. All right. So yeah, I do feel like too with this Moon in the World card. So you could have Moon in the 11th, or like just Moon in a public place, because I do feel like you go in and out. So you'll be like super in the know, and then you just kind of fade, and then you come back around, and then you fade, and then you come back around. Like, I don't feel like you're addicted to the fame necessarily. You more so get famous because of the people that you're because of the particular masculine that you're associated with. And then you kind of go in and out. Like, if you feel like, oh, I'm inspired, cool. If not, but then you disappear. So that's really interesting. All right. So let's look at the perks. What are the perks of being famous for you? Oof, the High Priestess. Yeah, Pile 2 came out. Like I said, you're going to be able to buy your mystique, kind of. So you're going to decide when you interact with the public and when you don't. Again, your spiritual nature is going to be really in the forefront. I'm getting like witchy vibes. The Chariot, boom. So you'll be able to move around a lot. You're going to travel a lot. The Six of Wands, yeah, you're going to travel a lot. Like I said, it's going to be under wraps. I don't even know if you're going to be like a super Instagrammy person who's like, look at me, look at me, look at me. I don't think that you're that way. And that's why this is so funny how your fame kind of comes to you, because I do feel like you kind of mind your own business. You're doing your own thing. You know, it is what it is. Then you get scouted by this person who just ends up taking you into this another dimension, essentially. And you're just like, listen, I'm going to make my money and mind my business. I don't have to brag. I don't have to be out all in the open. Like, this just kind of happened, but I'm going to rock with it. Again, King of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So you are going to have like a supportive masculine energy. And I do want to tell you that even if you don't end up with this person forever, you will probably be like linked to this person materially. So you might get into business together. You guys might be business partners too. A strong solar plexus is kind of what I'm hearing. You might have Saturn trine Venus or something like that as synastry. That'll be one of your like tight orbs is what I'm hearing. The King of Wands. I'm at the Queen of Wands, excuse me, right under the Empress. So like I said, you are a creative, inspirational person, and people are going to know you as being so powerful, also super sexy, and find you really beautiful, but just overall this super loving, empathetic energy, like this motherly kind of figure. So you're going to be known again for like your relationships, which is pretty fascinating. And then we got the Knave of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. Again, the Four of Wands represents this homecoming. So again, this is calling that energy too, like you'll probably be better known for like what you end up doing in a different location than where you are now, which is fine. So I do think that there's like a homecoming. This person I do get is going to like whisk you away. Like, you're going to relocate. Your whole life is going to change. And then from that, you're going to have enough money. You're going to have enough money to kind of do what you want and live the life that you want to. You're not going to have to worry about paying for travel or anything. This person is going to help you. You're going to learn a lot about business from this person is what I'm getting. But again, outside of that, you're just going to really learn how to shine. We got the Four of Swords down here. So even though it feels stagnant, you're just going to learn how to shine and take your own energy and really know how to use it for the better. Wow, the Queen of Pentacles. So you will leave this connection pretty wealthy and stable. So your fame, please watch another pile, because this was a very specific message for you, but there's other messages for you, because at the end of the day, you are going to be well off. You're going to be wealthy behind this connection, which is super nice. The Eight of Wands. It's not going to be, I don't want to say it's like overnight. I just feel like, again, you're doing your own thing. You're making your own name for yourself. You are a money person anyway, and this person is just so attracted to you for being that way. And then they're going to like promote you and take you, you know, it's kind of like a shortcut. People would consider it a shortcut, but it's not. It's just divine timing and divine planning. But yeah, you're going to have money to travel. You're going to have money to do what you want to do, essentially. And you're going to have money to save. So I am getting such strong abundance. That is a perk. The Sun card to the Strength card. Woo! Strong Leo energy. Wow. So that's interesting for Spirit to just roll that out there like that towards the end. So you're going to shine. And this is such a funny reading because I don't think that that's necessarily your main motive or drive, but because you have such a specific message of love and all the other stuff, Spirit is giving you that platform, so you're going to take it. You're going to be known for being a baddie. Double Leo energy. Come on, pile 3. Like, this is nothing to play with, and I think that you're just going to be scouted. Somebody's going to see that star quality and want to curate it, want to help you define yourself and give you the tools that you need in order to be this rock star. There might be there's love involved possibly, but I really feel like it's business first and then kind of everything else comes second. But this person is really inspired by you, and you will be inspired by this person. This dragon energy, you are going to get it. You are going to slay is kind of what I'm hearing, like, because I slay, you know, Beyonce, Jay-Z, really powerful connection. Again, another like what I consider to be solar plexus. But yeah, your money is going to change. Like, you're just going to change, and you won't have to worry about money again after this connection. Seriously, this person will always take care of you too. Strong masculine father paternal energy. So daddy. So this is such a funny reading. Wow. All right. So let's look at the downside. I hope that this makes sense because this took a totally different turn than like what I thought it was. The Ace of Swords. Interesting for that to be a downside. So let's see the other energies. Ooh. What is this? The Hermit. The Knave of Wands. Yeah. That's the downside. Yep. Let me pull 3 more just to make sure. But I'm getting, because the person that you have is such a big name and all the other stuff, yes, you're going to be a force to be reckoned with on your own. But again, like, you will feel like you're always, like, people will always bring up in your interview, so how was it dating Kanye? Or how was it dating Chris Brown? How was it dating Drake? How was it dating Justin Bieber? I know he's married, but like, you know, a girl can wish. So like, I just feel like there's like this, you're gonna feel like, oh, why do I have to talk about this specific topic? Like, why am I tied to that? Like, that happened, I moved on, or that happened, we're married. Like, why is this all on everybody's tongue? So I do feel like you'll feel, even though it won't necessarily be the case, you'll feel like you're kind of in the shadow of like this other person. So maybe you feel like my creative works aren't as big as they should be, or I'm not as like known as I should be for what I do. I'm still attached to this person, which you could find quite annoying is what I'm hearing. But it's not the worst thing that could happen. I really get that it's more of a feeling. But I think, again, starting off, you know, you are going to be a little bit misunderstood for the message that you're preaching. Again, Jesus Christ was misunderstood, and all he said was, like, treat others how you want to be treated. So I don't know how that was confusing, but it was. It was very confusing for the people. Yeah, the 6 of Cups, right. Tied to your... People just want to know about your past. And you're going to be like, I'm ready to move on from that. And people are going to be like, no, tell me more. The King of Pentacles. Yeah. Well, what did I say? This is so crazy. And the Knight of Pentacles. The 9 of Cups. So I'm happy that they came out. So the other downside of this a little bit. Woo, the Devil card. So this person is very controlling, okay? The person that you're connecting with is controlling. I don't get in a really scary way, like Mariah Carey. I've been using her as an example this whole time. Like, she girl, if you say Mariah Carey's name too many times, I'm surprised she hasn't popped out of a mirror somewhere. Like, what? But, like, she's an example of somebody who was with somebody who was very powerful, and it ended up going, like, it definitely left. I don't feel like that's necessarily the strength, but you will be tied financially to this person, regardless of whatever happens. And it could, because, like, if you end up being with somebody like who owns a record label, right, and you're signed to their record label, and y'all's relationship changes, you're still going to be tied to this person financially. They will always have a stake in what you're doing. But the other way to look at it is like they're the ones who really put you on. So it, you know, this business, if you're trying to get to fame business, is a little rowdy. So I do feel like this person will always have a financial hold and bind on you. And that's a little bit of a downside because I don't think that you'll ever like release yourself from this person necessarily. Not in a toxic, I'm not getting like a toxic, scary way. I'm more so getting in a Capricornian, I'm responsible to this person way. Not that this doesn't come free. I think that this person, that's why it's going to be really, you know, we saw that Five of Swords. That's why people are going to ask you like, how did this work? Because I do feel like this person is a boss, but they also see you as an equal, but they also are going to make money. They're all about that return. So you're not going to play this person. Like they're going to make sure that you sign contracts, NDAs, and like all this other stuff because they're very much a person in power and they want to keep that power. They're not trying to play games. But it will bring your wish fulfillment with the Nine of Cups. This is still positive. This is just a downside. And this person, like, while you're necessarily with them, I think because when you first get there, if you're coming with not a whole lot, you're going to depend on this person for everything at first. And I think that you're a really strong person, Pile 3, so that's going to make you hella uncomfortable. Like I said, I don't think that that's bad. I just think that you're like, man, I'm depending on this person for, like, everything. And, like, I think that's just going to make you nervous because I don't know how many people get to experience that. You know, like how many people are actually going to experience that. So we'll see how many people end up actually picking Pile 3. But yeah, like you're just going to be, there's something here about your finances that you're still tied to this person. Any more information? Yeah, what is this? The High Priestess? Yeah, the High Priestess. So there's still like a lot of mystery and mystique surrounding you. And I think that you like that. But people will be nosy and trying to figure out, how did you get where you got? And they're like, listen, like just God, you know? I just feel like you'll have more interest. The other example too, and I watched Larry King and it was funny because like Tina Turner, for instance, again, another extreme example. I'm just using extreme, guys, but you know, like I said, I study fame. Like I love biopics and documentaries. So I just have all these tidbits, but you know, I was watching this Larry King interview with Tina Turner, who again, she was really popular overseas. She was great in America, really popular overseas. And he just kept asking her, she kept asking him about Ike Turner. Excuse me, Larry King kept asking Tina Turner about Ike Turner. And you could just see, like, she's like, I'm 70 years old. Like, why are you bringing up this man? But again, she kept the last name. You see what I'm saying? So there's a tie there. And he did put her on. Now, I'm not saying that you got to get hit, beat, and stalked and all the other stuff. That's not what I'm saying at all. But that's just a really good example of somebody who was with somebody. Sharon Sunny, another good, bad example. Yeah, so let's see. What is the advice from Spirit? What is the advice from Spirit? The King of Cups. This was like, oof, what a fascinating read. I watch these back sometimes. I'll be like, oof, what a read. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull more cards. The Empress, yes. The Knight of Swords, and then one more. Do not be afraid to share your message is really what I'm hearing. Do not be afraid to be your most authentic self. Yes, this is the person who helps you, but you have your own message. They're helping you, right? They're helping your finances and resources. And again, this is going to be something that is so life-changing with the Eight of Cups. But with the Seven of Swords here and the King of Cups, I am getting that like you're not going to be able to tell people about this while it's happening. It'll be more interesting after the fact. So, you know, as this is unfolding and you're kind of receiving these blessings from this person and you're in the dating, scouting phase, however that ends up manifesting for you, I do see the Seven of Swords Spirit is like, hey, kind of keep it to yourself. Yeah, block these messages. Like, you know, be careful about what you're putting out there. But yeah, and at some point in this connection, be prepared to walk away. Know that. I'm hearing too, there will be a point in this connection where you will have grown so much that you'll need to walk away from this connection and end it and kind of revolutionize yourself. Again, I'm just saying this will be the last time I say this, hopefully, but like, please pick another pile because there's another energy. This is tying into another pile, but I don't want to tell you which one. But yeah, anyways, at some point you will need to walk away from this connection, and it'll be life-changing. So just be prepared. Like, this person does care about you. They do love you with the King of Cups. They see your power. They see everything that you got going, and they want to be a part of that, and they will be a huge messenger in making sure that you get to where you need to go. I do think that this person is so creative and everything else, but you do not have to you don't owe this person anything after you give them what you owe. Like, after the contracts are signed and all that good stuff, then like you can keep it pushing. The Knight of Cups. So again, there is going to be some creative movement and all this other stuff here with this person and with yourself. But yeah, you're going to be, one last card. Okay, just kidding, not one last card, but that's the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, so whenever this fame comes in for you, the Two of Swords with that Justice card, Libra, whenever this fame comes into you, do not think that it's going to be like this forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think that this connection is going to be what it is forever, but this is going to help you work and focus and kind of get what you need, get where you need to go. But at some point you could feel like, man, I don't want to use the word trapped because that's too heavy, but again, you're just going to be like really dependent on this person until you're not. And then you really won't be dependent on this person anymore. So that's a very specific message, pile 3. So just brace yourself. Oh my gosh. Please, again, pick another pile. Let's move into your oracles. But before we do, I have a huge, humble favor to ask you guys. If you stumble upon this reading, please check this out. This is your girl's Cash App. Please consider donating. I'm currently without a car. It is a transmission issue, and you know those are pretty pennies, yo. So if you feel it in your heart to just go ahead and donate to your girl, I would really appreciate. That's money sign capital A, capital B, lowercase EV224 on Cash App. So if you were called to do that, I would greatly appreciate that. If not, that's fine too. Just send some prayers. I'll take prayers too. I will. That works. And yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into your oracles, guys. And thank you so much for your continued support. Please, again, do not forget to like, share, subscribe, comment. Follow me on Instagram. I post weekly. Follow me on TikTok. I post daily. I do Wicked Wednesdays where I do like the live kind of personal-ish readings, one-on-one, if that interests you. So follow me on Instagram. All right, so we had no fly out. That's so interesting. To opportunity. Whoa. Let's see. Can we get some insight on that? No. Choose a new direction. Wait. You gonna make me pull out more cards? Oh my gosh. Listen to your intuition. So again, I feel like there's just going to be a time in this connection, and I'm seeing a little devil's feet poke out under here. There's going to be a time where this person is just going to try to control you, and you're like, no, no, I'm about to go do my own thing. Like, I have other things to do. I have other people to get to know and fight for. Let's see if I can get any information on this. So you're getting a real crazy bonus, pile 3. I just feel like this is telling you you're not stuck, you're not bound to this person just because they helped you out. And because, again, with all that super empath energy, you know, you help them, you also help them out. You know what I'm saying? You help ground them. Like, your energy, your presence is enough. It was payment enough. So you're not in debt to this person for the rest of your life. You'll be making money with this person for the rest of your life, for sure. But like, as far as like being so tightly wound to them, you will have a moment where you can break out and do your own thing. Yeah, the 10 of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, right? The 4 Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, yeah, the 3 of Pentacles, and one last card. So I just get this energy here, right, where this person does come and they whisk you away and they really help change your life and all this other stuff, but you'll have to leave. You'll have to leave. The 7 of Swords. And don't make a big stink about it. Like, just be, you know, be ready for that to happen. But the Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, super great energy. But you will make a lot of money and profit with this person. and you will probably live with this person. Like I said, like Amber Rose, like she just moved in with him. She didn't know him from a hole in the wall, but now she's Amber Rose, has her own thing, has her own life, completely separate. You associate them like I just did, but like it's completely separate. But I also feel like, you know, you might be like Amber Rose. I mean, I think she's a baddie. She's a fellow Aries moon. So like I'm not a hater, but I think that you'll be even more influential than Amber Rose. And the reason I say that is simply because I do think that you also have like a creative talent. I feel like you're an artist in and of yourself, hence why this is so complicated, because you guys work together. But at the same time, like there's other things that are happening because you also want to do your own thing. Like I said, that has to do with like more spiritual, religious stuff. And this person might just want you to do music or do art or whatever it is. So yeah, so listen to your intuition about this connection. But that no, choose a new direction and opportunity, that's really interesting. I'm also hearing like too, you know, the romance in this connection, be careful with that, you know, be careful with that. It's gonna be tough with this, because it's like when two actors come together and they like are on set and they end up falling in love, like Brangelina, great example. You know, they fell in love with Mr. and Mrs. Smith. They fell in love because they were working together, but you know, they were working together. There's something there when you're working and creating magic with a specific person. So I do think that you're going to catch that bug. So just be aware that that could be very temporary. You don't have to tie yourself to this person or this lifestyle. Even, you know, Saweetie just broke up with Quavo. Excuse me, because he was doing the most. And she was like, bye. Apparently, that's what they're saying on the media. So I'm going to just go with it. And so she will have the opportunity to choose her own direction and make a name for herself outside of that connection. Right? Peace. This card kept coming up. It's been coming up today. Loyal heart. What did I say? Like that. I don't want to scare you, because like I said, you and this person are tied. I just don't know if it has to be romantic the entire time. You know, y'all are business partners and there's a loyalty and really great, strong friendship with this person, and that will not break. But this person is a controlling type, and you are the type who cannot be controlled. So that we ran into an issue, right? I just heard Doja Cat, Wild Beach. That's a great song. It's called Wild Beach. So I think that you're like, can you tame this wild beach? I'm gonna pull this deck. The reason why I keep going through is because like it's sometimes the cards like stick, and so I'll get a lot of the same cards, which is fine. But like if there's another one, then I just want to, you know, I try to be whatever. Yeah. Time to go. Look, that's what I'm saying. Spirit is like, listen, use this person for what they got. That sounded so wrong, but like use this opportunity, this blessing for what it is, but there will be a clear time for you to be like, all right, yeah. All right, I'm moving on to the next. That's so crazy. It's so, wow. This is going to be nuts. Okay, so we got truth be told. This window of opportunity. So there is going to be a window of opportunity that comes in. And you will have peace that this connection will... You'll be loyal to one another. Like I said, you'll be associated with this person, and it is going to give you a leg up. It really, truly is going to give you a leg freaking up. As far as like this journey, and this person is going to want to help invest in your career. I just don't think that you should stay with this person forever. This is not your husband. And then you got never ending story. So like I said, you're going to be intertwined with this connection for a minute. You know, people are going to see that. And then this truth be told, just share it, you know, look at this mask. So I do feel like it'll be hidden and then it'll open up. So there's something that's secretive about this connection at first, and then it opens up, and then, you know, it just kind of starts this cycle. So like I said, you'll be tied to this person for a while, but stay strong. Really, 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 really stay strong. Like, yes, this person is coming in to bless you, but they are not God. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, God sent them to you to help you. And if, yeah. And you'll be fine when you leave. Like, you will be fine. Evolution, right? It's a part of your journey. It's a part of like you evolving into this really great being and this person who can speak about these different experiences. So this is another spirit experience to experience, learn from, and then, you know, move on from. It's kind of what I'm hearing. So you definitely got the longest reading out of all of these piles, which is so nuts. But we love it. Willpower, that came out earlier. And that whale. So you're gonna make a, I just heard, you'll make a big splash. Love. Oh, see, like, oh, I love that. And beginnings at the bottom. I love that. And look, Jesus Christ. And this is the Jesus deck. So I don't know if you're Christian, you don't have to be, but you know, here we are. It's, you know, it's about to be Easter. You know, our Savior about to rise again. You know what I'm saying? Bless us sinners. Help us out a little bit down here as we sin, you know what I'm saying? Sacrifice himself. So I do think that this love is unconditional, right? Actually, you will really be friends and love this person. But this person is wild and they're used to just controlling a lot of things in their life, and they've never really encountered somebody as spiritual as you are too. I feel like you are. That is also another gift that you're giving to this person for free, is that Ace of Cups, is like that love, that healing. You're going to teach them so much about, we have the High Priestess. You're going to teach them so much about just spirituality, meditation, all this other stuff, and they're going to love it and they will keep it with them. But there will be a time when you got to part. Earth Force. And then balance, right? So, I want one more. This is spirit, you know, I'm hearing like Mother Gaia, like this is your thing. This is who you are. This is who you're meant to be. Hope, this dove, right? You're like this, such a healing energy, abundance at the bottom of the deck. So this is, you're like this peace dove that comes in, and I feel like you just have so much love to share. And this person, even though they are already established and famous, they need your loving right now. They actually need your support. So you're going to be introduced. It's going to help out. It's going to balance out. You help them emotionally get back on themselves, tune into, you know, Earth and get themselves together. And they're going to help you financially. They're going to help you business-wise. And then you will be able to spread your wings and kind of fly and do whatever you want to do. Because I think that you're on your own wave. Like, you're certainly on your own wave. You don't need anybody for anything. But Spirit is gifting you this person. You're being a gift to one another for different reasons. This person is going to help you out tremendously financially, particularly if you just feel like you've hit a wall, pile 3. This person is going to help you so much. But at the same time, do not force this connection to last longer than it has to outside of business. So, yeah. Whew. Wow. My goodness. So I'm going to go ahead and end that there. Please check out another pile. I know I said I wasn't going to say that anymore, but apparently I lied. But like, yeah, go pick out another pile 3. Thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that this resonated. This was such an interesting reading. And again, different from all the other ones. So super specific. And yeah, hold on. Just one more time for the one time. You know what I'm saying? One time for the one time. If you have it in your heart, please consider donating. You know, that's 224 on Cash App. So I really appreciate that, guys. But thank you so much for joining me. I really hope that this found you well. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok. Follow me on Instagram. And yeah, peace, guys. Until next time.